Yes, sir. So we got a special episode. We're gonna start a series talking about student stories. We're gonna have students coming on and just talk about their stories. Barber College Success, brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy, JC, and Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, with my co-host himself in person.
So I gotta say my Instagram tag this time. J Barber, Jordan Barr from Bristol, Tennessee.
The Barber.
J Barber.
The Barber. Am I Fields? Am I your barber?
And Craig Charles, again, spreading love the Tri-City way is one way, but spreading love the Crown Cutz way is the only way. So we got a special episode for you guys again. We're going to talk about student stories. And we have two students on. We're going to let them introduce themselves, Instagram, how you can find them, and McKinley. You're getting nervous. Relax.
I'm not nervous.
Yes, you are. Look into that camera right there and smile and wave.
You got this, girl.
I know y'all do. So we're going to talk about student stories. So introduce yourselves.
All right. So my name is Tara Woods. I'm from Bristol, Virginia.
Uh-huh.
I have 4 children, and I'm going to Crown Cutz. I'm getting it in. So I'm excited to be here.
And what are you going to Crown Cutz for?
I'm a cosmetologist.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I want big things.
I'm McKinley. I'm going to Crown Cutz for cosmetology, and my Instagram's styled by McKinley, so go follow me.
Oh, I didn't even tell mine. It's Glam by Tara on all platforms.
McKinley's interesting because McKinley grew up with goats. She got so they call it a goat, G-O-T, greatest of all time. I'm like, McKinley, you got goats? She's like, yeah, I got a whole bunch of goats. So we're going to talk about your stories. And I know Tara, she's been talking about Craig. I got an interesting story to tell. So introduce yourself. Talk about yourself.
All right.
Talk about this industry that you love so much and what got you into this industry.
So I actually have a pretty long story, but I did 7 years in the penitentiary in the Department of Corrections, and I found that I love doing hair and makeup. That's where I found myself.
Right.
When you're stripped of everything, all the distractions, everything that this world can put in your face, you realize who you are and what you want. And I decided to be better instead of bitter. And so I got it in, got with the warden. She put me in the cosmetology cage. That's what they call it. This old lady, Miss Winston, showed me how to do relaxers. She showed me how to do everything from A to Z. And I just mastered the basics. And so now I want to be licensed. I want to open my own spot. But I also want to inspire people who might be a convicted felon who think that that's where it ends.
But the importance of that is you are going to inspire people because right now we're in over like, how many countries am I?
57, including Madagascar. I don't know if we didn't get a list. I hope Madagascar is one of them. We said it enough. It's got pinged somewhere.
Yeah, and we're in the United USA, of course, the UK,
Ireland,
Australia,
Canada,
and Canada. Wow. So we have a reach in all these major areas, and you guys' stories are going to help people push and get to the level that they need to be. What about you, McKinney? What kind of inspired you to get into this industry?
So for a while, I worked at the makeup counters inside of Belk, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was in school for teaching, and it just wouldn't click for me. So I started thinking about it, and I knew that the one thing that made me really happy every day going to work was seeing them light up and feel beautiful for like picking out their foundation shade or their skincare. And even men that don't, like they're nervous to buy skincare, I would help them feel better about it and hype them up. And I realized like maybe this industry would be best for me because you wake up every day going to make people feel beautiful. So I think that's what really helped me get into this. And I went to 2 other schools before this and it never clicked. Like I was like, maybe this is not for me. And then I moved here from South Carolina, started at Crown Cutz, and it's just clicked ever since. And I think it's all about the environment. Because our instructors and the other students there with me, we just hype each other up, support each other, and it just worked out that way.
So tell me about, you say you encourage men at the counters, and you know we go into those stores all the time, and we see those perfume counters and and we always pass by them. So men, so how do you hype this guy up to get into skincare? Give us a little bit of that. Doesn't that sound interesting?
Yeah, I mean, I be walking by a perfume counter. I be like, yo, I be sneaking by like, don't spray me with nothing. I don't spray like nothing.
their first question is always like, well, this is for females, and I can tell they're interested because you wouldn't kind of stop by. They're acting a little nervous. And so I'd show them the men's line and be like, look, we don't have as much in the men's line, but it does do something. And I tell them I tell them step by step what to do. And they kind of, they're not okay with it at first. But I'm like, look, your skin will pop, like you will glow. Like if you got a girlfriend, do it with her in the mornings, get y'all's routines going. I mean, they're really like stubborn about it, but I just hype them up and pick out. I mean, you kind of have to critique them in a way. Like you want that gone, get this, put that on that.
I'm the worst ones. I'll be going to get free samples all the time. I don't ever buy nothing. I'm like, yo, let me get some samples.
But it's for my wife. Let's go back home and use it on your
So
face.
Tara, why do you think men are afraid not afraid, but are less so persuasive to get into taking care of themselves?
So probably their ego, maybe, or they think it's a feminine thing, or just for women, they might be a little hesitant to learn more about themselves, their softer side. So I think McKinley would be a good person for that. She's good with talking to people and kind of, coaxing them to do better. And yeah.
So I know, Jordan, you're sitting there listening. As you're listening, what comes to mind? Walking through like Belk's or walking through one of these department stores and you walking up in there, what could go through your mind at the time?
I'm probably there to buy a polo. Because I'm not probably going to go in and if I'm going to Belk's, mostly I'm just going there to buy some clothes.
Right.
But I have thought about getting some facial stuff, but I don't know where to start. So, you gotta have somebody to talk to when it comes to stuff like that.
Blame by Tara. Blame by Tara.
But the importance of this, right, which is, I just thought of this. The best place to start, a lot of times, barbers don't realize all the essentials they have in a school that has cosmetology, aesthetics, and nails. Because you can learn from these girls and vice versa. It is so important if you, and if you go to school with all four of those programs, you really have less dead time because there's so much you can pick up and grow and learn from these girls, vice versa. What do you think, Ammi?
Yeah, all that. I mean, if you're not, especially in Crown Cutz Academy where you have nails, esthetician, cosmetology, barbering. If you're sitting there, if you ain't got nothing to do, go check out what the estheticians are doing. I mean, there's certain stuff you can't go in there and watch, but you can go in there and learn how to wax and do nose waxing.
Facials and stuff,
do facials. Those things are a huge thing, especially in the barber industry right now. People are marketing those things. You can really increase your value. Just being able to do a quick nose wax and charge $10 for 2 minutes of work. Like who wouldn't want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Or even shaping eyebrows, which barbers do that already, but how to properly shape eyebrows. I know some dudes that chop an eyebrow up, but it might look good, but when that grows back, you looking crazy. So learn how to properly shape eyebrows.
Using your trimmers to line up dudes' eyebrows.
That's right.
Or straight razor.
Straight razor. That's what I be doing.
So what can you say, both of you guys, what can you say to guys who are in a school where there's all these programs? What can you say to them to inspire them to go and get to know or learn from you guys?
So I would say, like you said, no dead time, cross-train, learn everything you can while you're there, because a lot of people I've researched, once they get out, they're like, man, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have learned that. I wish I would have paid more attention to this. So just learn, like I'm like a sponge. I want to know it all because I know it's a $37 billion industry. I want it all.
Right.
I got that hunger. I want it. So I'm going to pay attention to everything. And they should too. And it would help them maybe pick up women, know more about their bodies. And women care. If you care about them, they care about that. So.
What do you think, McKinley?
I think a lot of them will say like, I'm just here to cut, or like men's cuts. That's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And I've had this conversation with Tony actually too about that.
Tony the twerker, two touch.
That's what I call it.
But he ended up getting a few clients with color and like doing like the lightening process and some fashion colors on the end and stuff. And he was really good at it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is what y'all need to do. Just like dive in and try it, because you never know. And that's money. Like anything you can learn how to do and perfect, that's more money for you.
Because I had Jordan who said that several times.
What?
That I wish I could have done this. I didn't take advantage of this when I was in
Yeah,
school.
and now look at me. Now I'm over here trying to learn how to do color and stuff now after I graduated school.
It's never too late.
And it was right there in your face.
Yeah.
It was right there in your face.
But also, like I said earlier, I think it's just a sense of maturity. Like once you get into your industry later on, you start like seeing what you're doing with your cuts. You're like, all right, it's starting to get a little boring. Let me try to do something else. So it's try to make yourself more versatile, make more money that way.
Get your grown man
And get yourself uncomfortable in school. And it's uncomfortable. It's difficult learning some stuff while you're there. But get yourself uncomfortable. Why should you get yourself uncomfortable?
Step outside your box.
So now on the other side, what do you guys do as far as men's haircut?
That's it.
Consult, I find out who they are. What do you like? What do you do? Like what kind, you know?
I know you guys are cosmetologists, but do men's haircuts kind of give you anxiety?
Yes.
Not at all.
Yes.
For me, no. I
Yes.
love doing a fade.
I think that there's so much more like to learn from that because a women's haircut, I feel like you just go, and like with the men's, it scares me because I feel like every time I've tried it, I always have that harsh line and I cannot get it. And I'll watch Hannah and all the other barbers there and I'm like, what?
You'll get it.
But the thing is, it's repetition.
Yep.
What can you say to her about that, Ammi?
I mean, it's just being uncomfortable. Like, yeah, the first couple of haircuts you'll have a hard line, but by that 10th, 20th, 30th haircut, your face gonna start looking all right. You know, you start looking all right. And then after about 100 of them, you're gonna be like, man, this is easy. You know, like, no. And then by the 300,000th one of them, you're like, man, I'm tired of fading. I want to do something different.
Right.
I want to do some color.
But the interesting thing is, keep challenging yourself and make it fun because the industry has so much. And especially when you're in a school with all these specifications, learn it because just crossing each other and helping each other will help you grow and help you make more money because the bottom line is we're in this industry to make money. And the more comfortable we are, the more we can do, the more we learn, the more we earn.
That's true.
Yeah. So what do your kids think about you being a cosmetologist?
Oh my goodness, they're home right now trying to download this podcast. Like they support me. My kids are just amazing. They really are. Couldn't ask for a better child. But they support me. They're
That's
like,
good.
Mom, you go for it. You go.
That's
for it.
big. So did you tell your family you're getting on this podcast today, Mac?
We told everybody. Didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did.
What did they tell you?
They're like, go network. Go make us rich.
And I know you guys are a little bit nervous. Everybody comes on, their first time is a little nervous, but just sitting here, tell me about the experience. What do you think? It's not as bad as you thought it was.
Not at
No.
all. I love this.
Yeah, I do too.
Y'all should have saw me like my first time I did this. I was way worse than both of y'all. I'll tell you that. For real. I was over here hot, sweating.
Oh no.
I was like,
Palms are sweaty.
yeah, I was stuttering. I was just like, I ain't know. Because sometimes you just overthink it. You just
Right.
don't know what you want to say. But after you, like I said, being uncomfortable, I was here and I just kept on doing it over and over again. And
We're like, Jordan, what you think? Jordan, what you think?
yeah, and I just like,
But the important thing is that you did it
yeah,
and you've learned from it. You've grown so much.
yeah. And I don't regret it at all. I do not regret it, man.
So everybody who's been on the podcast, right, we have to come back again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just want to let you know, all the people at Crown Cutz in Bristol, I haven't been to the Johnson City. Those instructors, they are dedicated.
Oh, yes.
The senior students, they are dedicated.
Yes.
They help us so much. And, you know, you never know what somebody has going on at home, but when they hit that door, they are professional, they are open and personable. You can go to them for anything, life, business, whatever, but they motivate you. And I just want to give them a shout out because they're awesome.
Quick question. You guys ready for the new building?
Yes. When is that happening?
Soon.
Like, how soon? My clients.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so happy that I'm doing this now. And I even told her coming in, like, I know you're nervous, but we are, I ain't even gonna say what I told her we were, but we got this, okay? I told her, like, just go do it.
So,
You know what I mean?
so let me ask you a question. What would you say to someone, and both of you guys, what can you say for someone want to come into this industry?
Don't wait. There's so much. Everybody can eat.
And find somewhere that fits you because I've been to Paul Mitchell. I've been to another other school that just I didn't learn anything from, and even Paul Mitchell, it wasn't for me. Like you need to find the environment that's going to make you flourish in it and thrive and want to be better, and go to that school because going to jumping schools was just not. I wish I would have already gotten it done, but I'm lucky I ended up where I'm supposed to be.
Absolutely.
So someone will go a little bit further. You said, what go a little bit, expand a little bit more. Don't jump schools, but find a school. How do you find the nitty gritty of find the school what you want? Because you started and you stopped too as well.
Yes.
So because people out there, they want like the meat. They want like the specifics. So what can you like specifically tell them to Because it's more than just find a school that you want. How do you find a school that you want?
You got to do your research, but when you go, give it your all. Don't hold back. Don't wait. Just really, if you are hungry for it and you're dedicated, go, because you're going to succeed. It's hard to fail in this industry, I think. And the people that are around us, I actually started at Jenny Lee a couple years ago. Wasn't for me. I came to Crown Cutz. I had a personal problem. Had to get my baby in daycare. I'm taking care of my niece. She's 3, so I had to find a place for her. I got her in daycare, and I'm back. And I told Dana, I'm here to stay.
Right.
And you just got to find that area, those people, that element that makes you a little uncomfortable, but you feel like, you can do it.
Right. McKinley, you want to say something? What you got to say?
I think for me, like, I should have looked more into, like, the environment instead of just jumping into one school. Because when I came in to Crown Cutz, I kind of felt instantly like this is where I need to be.
Okay.
And I think at Paul Mitchell, it was more of like the name and like, okay, I'm going to get a job out of this, because
Right.
most people with Paul Mitchell, like, you're going to get a job. And I shouldn't have done that, because when I got in, it just did not feel the workplace, like we didn't work all together. It was very, very rushed. And I mean, there's going to be competition, but I feel like it shouldn't be that way.
Right.
You should be hyping each other up and helping each other. And so when I did start at Crown Cutz, I just knew, like, the instructors push you, and a lot of instructors don't care. They
Right.
just do your work and get it done. And I think our instructors push us, and they challenge us, and they make us uncomfortable. And I think that's what you need to look for. Talk to the instructors before you sign the contract. Like, talk to some of the students, figure out if that's really where you want to be.
And make it, and you have to feel a family atmosphere. You have to
Yes,
feel close. You have to feel wanting. And just because when learning is fun and you're in a comfortable environment, you want to learn more and you want to grow more.
Correct.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't dread, like, in the mornings. I know I'm where I'm supposed to be because I don't dread going.
Right.
I'm tired, but it's a mom thing. It's all right. I'll sleep, whatever. But I don't dread going. I get excited. I'm
Right.
like, I wonder what I get to do today. How far can I go today? Like, and I love the wow factor. When you get a client in there, like, I braid hair. Nobody else apparently right now can braid hair. So I'm there, I'm braiding hair, and this lady comes in, Cindy, and we talk. I try to get to know my clients as much as I can. She loves the atmosphere. She's like, this is just like a barbershop. Like, everybody is talking about their business. Like, and she's been there for 8 years, I
We've
think.
had multiple clients come in and tell us. I was standing with Pam the other day, and this client came in. You were braiding her daughter's hair. She came up to us, and she was like, I am definitely coming back. She was like, these kids, like, want to be here. They
Right.
work as a team. Y'all are a family. I just love the environment, and we're definitely coming back.
And that's important. And that's important because I shout out to Dana, Byron, Miss Dale, all the instructors up there. They work so hard to kind of give that environment. Ammi, one of our instructors, come in the evening. So, I mean, it's a combination of once you make learning fun, once you make and work is fun, you don't have a day where you don't want to go to work. And like I tell people all the time, since 1999, when I first went into the barbershop, I haven't had a day where I didn't want to go to work. I haven't had a day where I didn't want to go into this industry because I love it so much. And then I worked in the shop. I loved going to the shop. I opened my own barbershop. I loved going to the barbershop. Opened a school in 2016. I love going to, even up to now. I mean, it'd be miserable and suck if people in a situation and they have about 20 years left to work in their life and they don't see no end in sight. So that's the importance of our industry, the cosmetology, the barbering, the aesthetics, the nails, the massage, and so forth and so forth. We are in a great industry. We are in a great industry. We control our destiny. We work for ourselves. We can mold our schedule how we want to mold it. So that's an important thing because you have longevity in life. The more you have it at ease of life, a peace of mind, you live longer. The more you enjoy your coworkers, you live longer. The more you smile, you live longer. And everybody wants a peace of mind.
Right.
And this industry, I can almost assure that it gives us a peace of mind.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I love it. How did you get started?
Did we do an episode like on that, Ammi?
Yeah.
It's a long, no, but how I got started, it was, I always wanted to work for myself.
That's me.
And I always wanted to do something that I was going to love. And barbering, something that came to me, I'm like a sponge. So wherever I go, I absorb information. So I went to the barbershop one day because I wanted a haircut every day. I wanted my hair to be fresh once a week. So I went to the barber shop one day, and I just followed everything that the barber did on my haircut, his whole steps. I went home and I borrowed my neighbor's clippers and I cut my hair.
Oh, wow.
And then I cut my mother's hair. And she was like, yo, it was a great haircut. I knew it wasn't a great haircut. I didn't know then, but I know now. And she probably was inspiring me to say, hey, I love you, supporting me, and let me know that I can do this. So that kind of inspired me from then. And it just took off. And I loved what I did. I loved working with my hands. I loved seeing the canvas where people, the conversation, and then I have this canvas that I cut, and every 30 minutes it just disappears into the world and people can see it and start over again. And that's the love I have for this industry. That's the love I have, the passion I have for it, where I don't have bad days. And then graduation comes around, seeing these guys just get excited. We had such a good time at graduation on Saturday. It was so fun. Like about how many people, Jordan? About 120, 30, 40, 50 people came out to support people.
That's wonderful.
And it was just an enjoyment to see people dressed up in cap and gowns. And there were some students who were there for their first time wearing a cap and gown. Imagine that. And the guy who was here before you in the podcast, he said the same thing. He said that was his first time, and he's in his early 30s. Yeah. First time wearing it. So this industry changes lives, and it helps people get to where they want to be, and it gives us a gratification and a peace of mind that makes us, give us some self-worth. And the smile that you guys have on your face and just the energy and the excitement, that's where you guys going.
I think it's beautiful. It is an art.
It
It
is,
truly
yeah.
is.
Yeah. So what anxiety was going through your mind coming on the podcast?
I was excited. I was like, let's go in here. Let's just run our mouths and be who we are, you know?
I was excited,
She
but I
was
feel like I was
excited
going to
but nervous.
laugh, like not be able to stop laughing.
I told her it'd be all right. It should be all right.
Yeah. So you guys ready to come back on again?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because, you know, we have upwards of 120 episodes, and everybody come on, you have to come back again.
We gotta get more in depth about her journey, about coming back, them going through what they went through.
Absolutely.
So you guys ready for that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Time and place.
Well, the thing was, I didn't want to tell you guys what to talk about too much because I wanted it to be organic.
That's what
And you almost have to have some type of excitement and be nervous because people come into this industry, they want to see the organic part. And no, you know what? I'm nervous, but I can do it too because Mckinley was on there. Tara was on there. She was like, you know what? I did some time and was transparent about that, but it's okay because I know where I'm going.
It's
It
not
doesn't
who I
define
am.
me.
Right. It doesn't. What I did does not define me. My character and what I get up and do every day, I try
Right.
to build character and be noble and humble and try to teach my children. And I'm so motivated. I literally feel it, like
Yeah.
excitement. And I just love the Academy. I love Crown Cutz. I love the people. Big money, when you come in, I'm like, hey, big money. You know, I want a piece of that pie so badly. I'm 38 years old. I will never admit that to anyone. My kids think I'm 29, but I'm 38 years old and I'm about to finally start the path I was made for. It's never too late.
That's
Never
big.
too late.
That's big. That's big. It's never too late. I like that. I like that. So next time you guys come on, we're going to get in depth and talk about the transition from coming from school to school because the episode before this was about transitioning into a shop. And I think this would be a good episode, transitioning from and trying to find your way because a lot of people, they stop. And it's okay. Get a mentor. Get some help because there are people willing to help you to get on track. So again, appreciate you guys for coming on. Tell what you pick up from this podcast today and tell people where they can find you.
So you can find me, glambytara.com, Instagram, everything's Glam by Tara. I learned that you guys are also a part of this family.
Right.
You're here to motivate. You're here to help us change and cater to growth and just move up. You know,
Right.
Knowledge is power. You got to get it.
It's big. What about you, Mac?
The GOAT.
So you can find me at Style by McKinley on Instagram. I think that I'm excited and I'm honored to be a part of Crown Cutz because
Absolutely.
I think it's a great place to be. It's a good family we have here, and everybody I've met at Crown Cutz wants to be there, and I love everybody here.
That's great. Emma, what'd you pick up from these ladies?
I mean, that's just an inspirational journey that both of them have gone through, especially Tara. I mean, I worked in a prison for 4 years, so I know some of the some of the trials and insecurities that come with that, you know, especially after being done with it. So be able to overcome these things and to have the positive attitude that she has and the passion to continue moving forward, to me, is a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to hear her journey.
Thank you.
Mr. J from around the way.
Coming from an ex-student, which I haven't been out. I've only been out of school for like a year and a half, so I know how y'all feel. I mean, coming in, obviously, y'all gonna be nervous. I think y'all do good though. Y'all both have a good head on your shoulders. I think y'all be all right.
Thank you.
Big. Again, thank you guys for coming. We're gonna come back and drop some hammer on it. But I appreciate you guys for coming again, and tell your parents, tell your friends, tell your family about this episode, and let them know to share it, like it, and subscribe to it. And you can check us out on Maypop Media. We're live today on Facebook and Instagram, and I think you guys are going to be great. And I appreciate you guys coming, even though this guy tried to stop y'all from coming today. But hey,
Yes. We go right around them.
Yes.
That's all you got to do. Go around the obstacles. Just
Crown
keep
Cutz
going.
Academy JC, Crown Cutz Academy Bristol, Virginia. Spreading love the Tri-City way is one way, but spreading love the Crown Cutz way is the only way. Boom.